We're in, but I'm synced up. I'm good. Oh yeah, no. I should get like a B-roll thing of everybody fucking up with that. How are you gonna hold the mic? Bam.
Hold it like this.
There you go. Whatever sounds clear.
Put my elbow on here earlier. I think I got some metal shavings in it. No, it's not bad.
Not
I think
bad.
it went away. I think I shoved it into my skin.
Love. Oof. God. Oh God. Okay, so we're all on. We're recording. Pendejo's here. Okay, we back at it with another episode. So like, man, we're here with Scotty Peterson. You know, best dude in the world. I just got to say, like, you texted me this morning at like 9 or 10 a.m. Like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do the podcast, man. Come through. I just finished remaking this air compressor. I'm like, dude, I'm having trouble finding the will to get out of bed, and you rebuilt an air compressor.
Well, first off, that was at about 5:30 in the morning.
Damn.
And then you hit me up at 7 a.m. asking me. So I assumed you were just up all night.
Probably, yeah. I don't remember. I was drinking.
You were drinking.
Yeah.
All right. So you were up all night. 7 a.m. was when you were coming down.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you just hit me up. And then, yeah, I had to change the pressure switch to it. So, you know, $60 fix.
$60 fix.
Not bad.
No, and then like, and you were just like, you know, I couldn't show up here without like needing to move a table or something.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you show up. But no, when you're like, oh yeah, like, how much it costs to fix like that spice thing or whatever the fuck. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I did this and did that and just reversed this and blah. You just used a lot of big words, and I'm just like, wow. You hear a lot of people using like not using their degrees to like actually do practical things in everyday life. But you're just like, oh yeah, I was an engineer. Y'all forgot that, right?
A lot of people forget that.
Right, but no, but it's like you use
I
it
haven't had a job in a
with
while.
but you use it with everything like around you. It's like every time I come back here, it's like there's so much more done every time. And it's just like, how do you have the will and drive to stay so productive? Like, because I'm just like,
It's
that's what
usually
I'm
like
fascinated by. You're up
it's
early.
kind of
all
it's
the
like
time.
it's like an Adderall binge,
Bam.
and then a come down, and then kind of like don't do any Adderall for a long time. No, it's just there's always something to do,
Right.
And I can't finish one project at a time.
Right.
So what I've created is this like hellhole of multiple unfinished projects that surround me.
Yeah.
But if I go somewhere and I forget where the fuck I'm standing or where I'm at the moment, there'll be something literally right in front of me that needs to get done.
Right.
So it's like,
Are
oh,
you
I'll
that
do
person? Are you that person who needs to have something to do all the time?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because
I don't want to get sad.
Exactly. I was about to say because when you have time to think, it's when the thoughts come.
That's when the thoughts come. The sad ones. They're not happy at all.
What were we saying? What were we saying earlier? It's like, oh yeah, keep your hands busy.
Keep the hands busy. Keep the depression at bay.
Yeah, that's what Scotty say.
That does help. It's hard to be sad when you're really tired physically.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. All you want to do is sleep, and it's like it's not a depression nap. I earned this nap.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
That's
Well, I mean,
right.
like it's admirable and it's inspiring because like I went through I think like I'm trying to admit I think I had like a mental breakdown
Oh, you did?
after like a light
Well,
one.
there's a spectrum of mental breakdowns.
That's what I mean. Like
you know?
so like as soon as like COVID hit, as soon as March hit and everything ended, like bro, like I didn't have to work anymore, and then like I was still on probation, so I still had to do some rigorous things. But as soon as I got to the point where I didn't have to worry about anything anymore. Like
Yeah.
I was on unemployment, and then I didn't have to do probation anymore. I was just free, and I guess I was busy so much. I did 12-hour days every day for like a year and a half. I hated it so much, and finally when I was free, I was like, I'll never want to do anything ever again.
Right. So
But
now
that's-
it's right.
But it's like now it's leached into the point where it's like I don't want to do a podcast today, or I don't want to go do a set today. It's like, well, I thought these were the things I wanted to do.
I kind of want to just wake up and do whatever I want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, in order for you to kind of like
Well, it's the will. It's
Live in
I
this-
can't
yeah.
have the will to do the things that I want to do. I'm like, what am I tripping about?
But if you don't have the will to do it, a lot of times you over-sacrifice for certain things.
Right.
Like, you know, I have to remodel this bathroom. That means I'm going to have to live without a bathroom
Right.
until I'm done with that bathroom. So that gives me will to not have to shower with a hose outside every
Right.
night, you know. It gets cold. So
Absolutely, yeah.
that kind of helps with the will and stuff like that, since I don't really live anywhere but here. So it's like
I
kind of
get that.
living in your own, you know, pee-wee playland of just weird public
That you need to.
jacking
That you
off.
need to. Just like without the weird public jacking off, but there's always something
No,
to fix.
absolutely with the yeah.
It's like the corpses of all the furniture and tools that used to be able to talk, and you're just trying to bring them back to life.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty horrifying. We should remake that movie.
It's pretty terrible.
Scotty Peterson's warehouse. No, not the murderer.
I can't leave. I really thought that I was like, all right, I can just hunker down here during the pandemic and like get a lot of stuff done. But all I did was just create more stuff for myself to do.
Right.
You know, because I like starting stuff and then not finishing them. And then that list starts getting kind of big.
Right. I always like to say it's always good to be busy, but then like for you, it's just like an infinite loop.
Yeah,
for every one thing you want to do, you got like 5 extra to go with it.
It's like gambling. Like I'm only expecting to do about 60% of all the projects I start. If I do that, then I'm technically winning. You know what I mean? Like I'm staying ahead.
I'm staying just enough ahead to like I'm not breaking even, I'm not losing, but I'm just being enough ahead.
Oh yeah, I can talk all day about all the things I need to get done here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm not, because I do it all the time in my head every time I wake up.
Exactly.
Really
No, and like I just
exhausting.
think it's amazing how every time I come here, something is different and done, and something in a major way. So I'm like, hey, at least there's some fucking method to your madness.
I don't know if it is. It's just kind of like it's hard to like continue with the project when you have like too much clutter going on.
Right.
So it's like you got to clear space and do that. But I didn't have enough time to really set up a nice workspace that flows easily. It's kind of like, oh, we got tools over here working on this. We got this over here working on that. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm just driving myself nuts.
Right.
You spend more time looking for tools than you do actually doing any work.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, would you be still you're happier in that fucking state of mind than doing nothing? I get that.
Yeah, like right here, I'm gonna put a vertical cocktail garden in there and throw.
What's a cocktail garden?
It's just a garden where anything I can use for cocktails.
That's fucking dope. I didn't know that was a thing. That's fucking
It is.
amazing.
I just came up with it, and we're gonna have a bunch of people over, and we're gonna have a cocktail garden party, and everyone get fucking wasted and pick shit off of there. That'd be cool.
This is like the coolest version of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory I've ever been a part of. But it's always like, instead of just candy you can eat anywhere, there's always something to do and a tool to be used.
I know. There's always someone getting really hurt.
I mean, that's just fun.
That's
was
the only
just
part.
like-
It's like a pretty big liability over here. I got a lot of sharp things just lying around.
But you know what you're doing when you show up here.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much.
It's like when I picked up, when you're like, oh, be careful with that. You might actually cut yourself. It's like, oh no,
Yeah.
I've been around places like this all the time. I get it.
I mean, I'm constantly just laying down and thinking about where I can fuck myself up on this whole place. Since I'm the one doing most of the work, if I get hurt, then nothing gets done. I've
Right.
done that before. I've broken my hand when I couldn't do shit for like 3 months.
Yep.
And that's when it gets real depressing.
Of course.
Very depressing.
When you're your own boss, you know, you don't have to drug test yourself when you get hurt on site.
I hate being like the boss of anything.
Right.
Just because like all I know are other comics. And you know, they're just all very bad workers.
Of course, that's why they
just
wanna be comics.
Not even close to being a good worker at all. Like
Yeah.
some of them, they do this thing where they like work really hard off the bat and then it just totally drops down. I'm like, look, if you can give me like 30% every day over a 5-month period, I would take that. Then there's 110% for 3 days,
And they're just like, I don't do math, man. Like, I didn't go to
It's
school.
like, I don't know what I'm doing. But no, they're good workers. I like them. They do a good job.
You give anyone like just sense of direction. It's
Well,
like
you
they're
know,
gonna
since
thrive.
I do comedy and I'm like, you know, having to be the boss of like telling some people what to do, there's points where I'm like, I don't even want to tell these people what to do. You go just sit around and make hourly. I don't give a fuck.
Right. You know what it'd be like if you were in their shoes. Like,
It's like I don't want to work either. Why would I want to tell you what to do? Just go do something, or if you don't want to do anything, just sit here. I don't care.
God damn.
It's nice little fresh air out here.
I know. I love it. Like, that's the whole point of having a nice little goddamn like setup like this. Is that you're like, we can do it outside if you want. I'm like, absolutely yes. I love the breeze. It feels great. I'm wearing a sweater. There's a dog here. I mean, like my podcast, like my dogs are always running around too. So this is like, the theme is more more consistent than you would think.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird country vibe out here because we have these cockfighting chickens over here, and they are fucking. They sound like they've been cockfighting for a while because they're just like,
These sound.
you're just like, damn, it's 4 a.m. and that thing is screaming from
God.
PTSD of its last fight. Probably.
Could you imagine like when someone's like, "Do you want to do an after hours?" They're talking about that cockfighting at 4 a.m. Bars close at 2, man. Let's go check it out.
I know. It's just, but there's so much room to do stuff over here, you know. Like,
Well, yeah, no, I was
if I wanted to
realizing.
do cockfighting. I got the spot right here.
I
can
was
weld
realizing
up a cage.
all the cool places in Houston are just like all warehouses. I'm like, yeah, it's the easiest thing to do. Actually, I realized it's like, I just hit the fuck out of my elbow
Yeah, I
on
did
the
not.
corner.
Yeah, I didn't
Ah.
really round those edges yet. I like to keep them sharp.
That hurts so much, but that's all right. We're going through it. We're going through it. Just drink the beer or the White Claw, whatever. Drink the alcohol and it'll go away. Jesus. 9.5 minutes in, this is what the fuck we're talking about.
I did warn you about all the sharp edges. Right?
Absolutely correct.
You can actually,
Like I
go
said,
back on
I
it.
said it. You can go back and hear me. Like, if you come here, you know, like it's a liability here. And like,
Bow.
bam. That's okay.
But I haven't really gotten hurt out here, knock on this. Well, fuck it, there's some wood over there. But
I remember when you used to go live on Facebook and when you were riding your bike. And
I
then,
used to. I did one time.
No, used to. You did it a few times.
Did I? I probably did. That was a tough time.
You were
back
very
then.
drunk.
No,
But anyways, but the last time was when just like, I don't know why. I happened to be watching that time. I was like, oh, yeah. And then, and then you just had a cast forever.
As I was riding my bike back from Darwin's place, which is about 7.5 miles from here, and I could take Washington like almost all the way down up to like, Commerce over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to see if I can ride, no hands the entire way and film it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got done hosting that open mic over at Darwin's. I was just totally fucked up.
Right.
So I just started recording it, and I was going through downtown, and nobody's ever downtown in Houston at night.
Especially on Wednesday.
So I'm just flying through these stoplights.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I'm just cruising through them, hoping nobody's just out, driving through at 3 a.m. in downtown, which never happens on a Wednesday. And
Absolutely.
then as soon as I come across, I look over, boom, car. And then so I had to hit the brakes, but I was still filming, so I couldn't grab the other part of the handlebar, so it twisted, and then I went over and just broke it right here. That was bad.
Yeah.
And then some hobos clapped. It was good. That was sweet.
Oh, that's wonderful. Didn't you say one time it was at like the old place? You thought some people were trying to steal your pressure washer or something, but it was just some hobos making love?
It was, yeah.
That's
so I had
beautiful.
gotten this pressure washer. Was it a pressure washer? I got the
I don't know,
air compressor.
Okay.
So I was rebuilding like the inside of that warehouse. Totally don't even own it.
Right.
Nor did I have a lease.
Freelance.
It was kind of there.
Well,
We had an
no, it was just like,
agreement.
hey, you were just like, hey, let's just breaking even on just like, hey, how about I live here free, not fix it?
How about I just not pay you anything? How does
Yeah.
that work out?
Bam.
Like, because I'm over here putting in like money
Putting in
into
hours.
This place.
Yeah.
10 hours, yeah. So I I rented an air compressor, and the first time I rented it, I was with my buddy Jerome, and he was going to help start to paint the food truck and sand down some stuff. And I was like, hey, I got to go run somewhere. I go, can you go ahead and get started on it? I go, don't leave any tools out. So I come back like 5 minutes later, and the air compressor is out of my truck on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this thing weighs like 400 pounds. And I was like, I went outside and there's some tools left. And I was like, damn it, I thought I told you, Jerome, not to leave any damn tools out. And why do you have the air compressor on the ground? He looks at me and goes, I didn't put the air compressor on the ground. We coming back out, it's gone.
Oh, man.
So literally having that thing for 10 minutes, I had to call the place and be like, hey, do we have insurance on that?
Right.
She's like, why? I go, it's gone. And I was like, and I'm going to need another one. So
Right, so.
I got the other one, but this time I chained it up. And I thought I could hear someone fucking with it. But I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just go to bed. Went to bed because when I got up and I went out there, it was just like 2 big-ass condoms just oozing right next to it.
Oh, God. So descriptive. Oozing.
Just oozing, dude. And on top of that, like, I feel like they used my chain in that whole ordeal.
For, like, leverage
I
or
don't know if someone got chained up or whipped with
just
it or
grab it.
pulled
Oh,
on it.
Jesus.
Because that chain was way greasier than what it was before.
Man. Well, that's the perks of living near Tent City, right?
That is. Well,
That's
that was because I
before
was
they
by the bathhouse, the
That's
gay
right.
sex club over there.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Well, God
yeah,
burned that down.
Yeah.
God burnt that down.
God burned that whole place down. That place, I mean, it was literally like the what is it? The circles of hell. What do they call it? Dante's fucking Inferno.
Yeah, the nine. What was it 9 circles of hell, something like that, or 13, whatever. Let's see if I can do
about
it.
6 there. Oh,
God damn it! I keep
damn.
overshooting. I'll get it later.
Let's see if I can do it. There you go.
You go straight there. Longer arms, closer.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, so fucking what was it? Because we had the bathhouse, and then we had the lady that also did the dominatrix stuff.
I did not know. I wasn't aware of her.
We had the dominatrix, and
I
then,
spent so many nights there, and then I didn't know there was a dominatrix just right down
you
there.
didn't know? Yeah,
Didn't
she
know.
was right there the whole time. You could have been strapped up and on.
And beaten up.
And totally beaten up. But that was the thing, like when they had the fire in the place, I thought the whole building was going to get condemned.
Yeah.
Because I tore it apart to like fix it up, and it was like, that's out of code.
That's out of code.
It's like, just.
Is that a hammock? That ladder's missing stairs.
I know,
You basically got to do a muscle up to if you want to be on this podcast, you got to be able to do a muscle up, basically.
I know, yeah. Oh, yeah, because the upstairs, I didn't build a ladder to get up there. I did, but it kind of fell apart. And
Yes.
then it kind of came a thing where it was like, I can get up there, and it's also insurance, too. If I bring somebody over that's too drunk to go up into my bed, then
Bam.
Be going up there then.
Exactly.
Stay down on the couch, please.
Because that's just a good person.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right. Exactly. Just being a good person.
That's how you're able to gauge people without having to actually talk to them.
Just building some weird ninja warrior liability into your own place.
If you can't make it on my level, it's like I'm not going to go beneath my worth. Know your worth, King.
I know my worth.
Okay? That's what the show's for.
That's what it is.
I had a woman as my last guest. I need to fucking balance this shit out. You know what I mean? I need to go. My listeners are like infuriated.
Yeah, you had to be very athletic to get up that place.
I know.
And it was about only like 2 foot by 2 foot hole. And it was, and that was impressive.
Every year at some point, I don't remember when, but it's either my Facebook or my Snapchat will give me memories, and there's a bunch of selfies of like us, like you, me, Bob, Carrie Bird, or whatever, just like recording a podcast that of course got lost in the ethos of like many lost podcasts that like have been recorded there.
Yeah, I record like 20 podcasts and just it's like I'm not gonna go any more effort on doing it.
Right.
Bob wasn't gonna do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now the Healing Club is the top podcast in Houston comedy. Check it out.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. All I'm saying is me and Connerstead did an episode. Check it out. What is it? You know, like we just hung
an episode with him.
You know,
actually.
like so. Did he just like put you right in front of the mic and immediately start talking, or did y'all chill first?
I mean, it just sounded like you were talking to Bob. Like,
Right.
You know
no,
what I mean?
but it's like, you know how like we hung out for like, I got here like 5:30 and like 15 minutes in, it's 7. So it's like I hung out for a few like hours. Like, did he give you a moment to just rest, or did he just like immediately shove a mic in your face?
Yeah, with just cat hair all over it.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Pet kisses.
Hey, he's got to have the lowest ceiling of that place than anything I've ever seen. And so much boy butter in there.
Too much.
It's a little too much boy butter.
God, how do you get away with being able to sell that product with that name? That is too suspect, and I'm not a fan.
Think about it. Boy butter.
Boy butter.
That is.
You want to start a podcast?
You want to start a podcast?
This is the Boy Butter podcast. Boy butter. Anyways. So, whenever you like have like stupid.
Can we do
like,
that boy butter thing one more time?
Boy butter. The thing about Williams Food Company, like you hear it in your thing, like when you have like a mic and you can just hear yourself and you're like, I think I can narrate something. When you're lacking spice in your life, Williams Food Company, that's the way to go. With our new flavor, boy butter. You know what I mean? The possibilities are endless.
You can do a lot with it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What button do I fuck with?
Gun, air horn, applause. You have to press it like bam. Go for it.
That's good.
And then if you want echo, you go boy butter.
That's how you go echo?
Echo. All right.
Big dog. Go boy butter.
Guys,
So the sound effects down on there now.
Oh,
Sweet.
yeah.
It's good to get familiar with the tools.
100%. That's how you create content.
That's
with a
true.
cat.
How are you creating content now? I feel like you're doing a good job making content.
Just like this?
Yeah, just doing this.
I have a portable studio.
That's all you need.
And then a camera.
Just you, your camera, your studio, and portability.
Exactly.
Still got a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Did you
Yep.
pay that car off?
Yep.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah.
Does it got that breathalyzer in it?
Nope.
Now we're cooking, baby.
It's got a
Don't do
donut
that
on
one.
it, but whatever. It's still got a
It
donut.
still has a donut on it? I know a Thai guy.
I know. I need a. I know. You know what's even more annoying is that like I have the fucked up tire and the new tire just next to each other in my trunk,
Yeah.
and I just need to go to a place to do it, and I need the alignment or whatever because it's like something fucked up with my car.
Yeah.
I moved into the city, so now I'm just driving on like shitty roads all the time.
Yeah, all the time, real bad
Mhm.
roads. I got this huge like E350 van, like
Hell yeah.
2006. Man, it's fun to drive.
I didn't realize they're basically just trucks with just more fucking storage.
Oh,
in them,
dude,
right?
it's unbelievable. Just
they have
riding
to give
around
you a
in it.
truck engine for that.
It has
yeah.
so much power in it, you know? And like
driving U-Hauls even, like when I had to like help my girlfriend move and then I had to move or whatever, like driving a U-Haul actually was like, damn, I didn't know I can do this. And
Yeah.
I can know I can function with this much power. I'm so high up on the road and
man.
high
up
as
off
fuck.
the ground. I mean, it's just like, yeah. It's hard to not drive with a heart on.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah,
just
right.
like, yeah. You can see the back of people's like the top of their heads
Yeah.
driving.
You know what's funny is I was
Gotta win
driving
that.
like I guess a medium U-Haul. I see like 2 other like truck companies drive by where like people driving those truck companies and they're bigger, and I'm just like sitting there, this is not good advertising.
Get bigger, you hired up.
It was a Ryder truck, and I was just like, well, you blew up that. You blew up OKC, okay?
I did one of those, it's almost like the step below an 18-wheeler to move a bunch of shit over here from the other warehouse that we were coming from.
Hell yeah.
That was pretty nice. I got to say, it felt pretty damn good. But having that van that I ended up getting from it was like not working in the like junk area.
Right.
Like, and my drunk uncle had smashed into it just on purpose, just to be pissed, and just smashed into it. And then they were like, oh, that car doesn't work. I went to the pick apart and then got some shit for it, which the pick apart is wild. It's literally like post-apocalyptic, nothing but cars. All you can see, and
it's
then,
just there for you to just pick from.
And then you find a car that matches that car, and you get in that car, and there's some other dude getting parts out of it with you. So you're just in this small space with some stranger.
Real Mad Max shit, and I like love
cool.
that.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
And then you always hide like extra electrical parts that they're not going to find.
Hell yeah.
You never know when you're going to need those.
Hell yeah, dude. That, like I said, that's super cool because it's like these are fucking skills you need to have.
I got a window, and I got like a couple sensors.
Well, see, like my dad would get parts. My dad would get parts for like my car or like whatever car I had. He would do the same exact thing. Actually, he's like, Molly, I learned from YouTube, and then I just go to the place, and then like I find it off a broken one.
It's the best way to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. So no, my dad would do that shit.
Oh man, and then it's just like during the summer though, when you go in there, it's like 130 degrees because it's all those metal cars with all that heat capacity filling up with just radiated fucking man. It's I did that one time to get a radiator cooler, and it fucking like, that's the last time.
Yeah, it's the last time I went to a scrapyard in a crop top, right?
Why do you think I got the crop top out for that? That's so and it's so weird. Like you'll stand in there and everybody else is dirty as fuck, and then they see you dirty as fuck in a crop top, and they want to say something, but they're like they kind of want to be in that crop top too.
Exactly. It's like they want to say something. They want to say something, but you're like, say something. Like
go to the hardware store, dude. You always catch guys like looking at me in the crop top thing, so I do this like lean back deal, which shows more of my stomach off. Now I look at me like, "What's up, man?"
Or like you just stretch up for something, show off your back muscle or something.
It's like, bro, you looking at me? What you looking at?
What you looking at?
Can I
hey,
help
I thought
you?
you was looking for a tool. You need something to get done. Hi, I'm Scotty Peterson. I don't know.
How you doing? You
I'm proud. Hell yeah. What is it? On the podcast I did at, I forgot this thing when I went to go do a podcast with Dulce, and then Grady was there. We did it at Youngblood's house, and I used her thing. She has like a bunch of sound effects, and I like said something stupid like that. And I was like, hey, hit a sound effect for me. And it just goes, wah, wah, wah. I'm like, oh, lovely. Oh, my God.
That.
So appropriate. And I was like, I need to upgrade. And I asked, how much is that? And it's like $700. I'm like, I'm cool with this. Dude,
Yeah,
I got
upgrade.
this.
That's not bad.
What can you, like what?
I mean, I like how simple it is. It's real, just
I'm a simple person,
You know,
and by that I mean stupid.
I'm a simple ton.
I'm a ton of simple. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But all right, we're reaching like a good
30
ending break.
minute mark.
30-minute mark. Hell
Let's take
yeah.
a break.
1, 2. No, I genuinely appreciate. Like how I'm even like out of breath. It wasn't even from like helping you hang the lights, which all I did was screw in light bulbs that didn't work.
Yeah. It was just one connection on the neutral was off. That's all. Everything else.
No, but it's like it wouldn't be a podcast at the compound without like just like, oh yeah, let's sand down the table for the podcast thing. Oh, hold on, it's getting a little darker. Let's set up the lights for it.
Set
Like,
up the lights. That took how much time?
Not that much, not at all. You just bam, bam. Because like I mean, like I like to hang out and chill before the podcast anyway. So the watching of like the fixing the table, it's like I got that on video. That's a good ASMR thing. And then this took like a second. That's just. I love it. It's like every time I come here, just like I said, it gets better and more.
Lighting makes a big deal. You know?
Absolutely
You can
correct.
change an entire pour space with good lighting.
Give me 1 second. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Probably because I'm drunk.
You did that one slight bit of a sprint jog thing.
Oh, yeah. And I think I heard you. I think I barely, look how he runs.
I did, yeah. I had that one set up. It's always fun to make fun of. They can't help it.
I know, right? Oh, God damn.
Man,
I'm like, as I sit down, I was like, man, I'm starting to get really drunk, and I'm happy about it. My girlfriend messaged me. It's like, so you trying to do mushrooms? I'm like, absolutely.
Oh, I did something the other night. I was in that couch there. I hung these lights up.
Hell yeah.
That's where that idea came in. And then the table, which is floating right here, I had a fire right there. So there's a fire burning here.
Hell yeah.
I'm on shrooms there. And then this bright light hits right here, and I'm staring at it like, oh, shooting star.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. No, especially with like the trees, and I bet like it were blowing in the background, so it's like that's gonna get all weird.
The
and
cold front was like moving through.
Mm-hmm.
it was not a shooting star. It stopped, and then it got slower and just was backlit a little bit. It was like bright and then dim and then just went. And the person I was chilling with there, she was like, I was like, you see that? She goes, yeah, I see it right there. And it just went all the way through. I was like, we just saw aliens.
I know. I was going to say, that wasn't a shooting star. That was a fucking UFO.
That's full-on UFO. Got him. I mean, what was it? I was only looking at the sky for 2 minutes out of my entire life.
That's all it takes. No, I swear I've seen a UFO. I swear I've seen a UFO once where like I was in a car with my friends like outside my house. And then like I'm just like we're like parked in a way that we're staring down the street that's a cul-de-sac, and you see some dude doing these weird like arm things, like he's signaling something, and we see this weird ball of swirling light just fly in the sky, and it looks like it landed back there in the distance. We're like, fellas, we saw aliens.
I know,
but I'm like, how do I prove that?
Well, that's the thing. It already got approved. The CIA's like, yeah, they're real, by the way.
Right, I guess, yeah, but you know, I don't know. Like, well, okay, I've seen videos saying like the world wouldn't freak too much about aliens because if you like read any religious text ever, they're like, oh yeah, shit comes from the sky. Yeah, God makes many worlds.
I like the idea though, where they don't come from the sky; they're just from another dimension, popping in and popping out.
I'm actually super into that.
Yeah,
like, that freaks me out because it might be true. Like, okay, so like,
what? Hold on, light years. Let's talk about light years.
Absolutely,
you gotta be traveling at the speed of light, which you cannot travel.
No, like you can literally time travel by like if we figured out speed of light and you went to somewhere that took like just like a light year away, people back here, you going there and back, people back here, time has passed so significantly that it will be like 2 light years going one and one back. Like the world will be different.
It'd be crazy.
Because like that's how much like just the fact that like time works. It's like the way like they say like, so you see a sparkling star up there, like the ones you see. If they were to look at us with a telescope, they see dinosaurs.
Yeah, because it's it's like layers of light hold the projected image of what was going on in that. So it's like crazy. They can cross-section that and see a certain period in time. I'm 100% on board with all that.
I love like, oh my god, no, I'm a fan of. I've never tried to make it. I've never could make it work. Like when I even tried to make it into a stand-up bit. But like I just love the phrase "shit in space is so far away, it's in the past."
It's in the past.
Like what the fuck is that? It
doesn't even matter. All those
to me.
Mistakes you made in the past still have not projected across the universe.
I know, right?
No one's looked at them yet.
I read somewhere it's like maybe even it's like I might get the year off, but it's like a million years or something like that. But at some point, like the constellations in the sky will be different. Well, it's like what will white women have to base their personality off then? Like you know what I mean?
They'll just have it'll be shifted now to be
right. Oh, and then the idea that it's like say if in a million years we get to Mars and we get to like be able to go to different places. In only 500,000 years after that, the people who had colonized those planets would become basically different species with only that much time of evolution because, like, we are the way that we are. You see these guns here? That is that way because of the conditions that are Earth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, our physics is based off the fuck that happens in Earth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, math changes if we go on Mars, doesn't it?
That's the thing. That's if we're going on a linear scale of always doing better and better, you know?
Right.
I think right now memes are just going to destroy us entirely. Because you don't have to read to get a meme. So
Patrick Eady says there are rock and roll. I'm like, no, I don't know. Rock and roll inspired rebellion. But no, memes have too. We did go to Area 51.
I don't need to read to understand a meme. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely
and there's
correct.
A lot of people that don't know how to read
Isn't
that we
it kind
can
of
militarize.
Right. You know what's funny is like whenever I see memes that are just a picture, I do get fascinated in the fact that just a picture with no text on it can just speak to you and so many people. That's wild.
There's a ton of people that don't know how to read on this planet that could be, you know.
I knew two languages and I just forgot a whole ass one. Like, you know what I mean? My Spanish was my first language and people forget I'm Mexican. Like, you know what I mean?
Now you have meme language now.
Exactly. Stonks. I don't know how to say the word, all I know how to say is monkey now, return to monk.
Return to the Monk.
Return to the Monk. You know what I mean?
You can get a big following on that. We're on the very beginning of Return to the Monk.
For real, dude. You know what I was saying? Like, I'm happy that we're over here, like, just even joking about crazy shit like that at all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People are making memes and just debating about like giant lizard fighting monkey. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't know how cool communism was until memes.
Right? It's like, hold on, we all get the same thing. No, come on. I should get the Soviet. That would be. Damn it, you're good.
That
real quick, I could. I ain't got no Wi-Fi.
I'll do it on the second break.
There will be one.
I did the Wi-Fi code, but I haven't changed it. I still leave it that long 12-digit because everyone's always like, "What's your Wi-Fi password?" You gotta work for it.
You know what's funny is I never once occurred to me that you would have Wi-Fi here. If I'm gonna be here, I'm here to fucking kick it and talk to you.
You got Wi-Fi, dude.
And do some shit. Like my hands is a little bit dirty here. Like, come on. Like this is what the compound is.
You always gotta have Wi-Fi hotspots because when I didn't have anywhere to live, if I was at someone's place, I can get their Wi-Fi. If I have Wi-Fi, I can iMessage. If I can iMessage, I'm back in the game.
I'm back in the game. Bookings coming through.
Bookings coming in. Let me check my Facebook real quick. Bar show. That'll be good.
That's $100 right there.
Damn, you're getting $100?
I was trying to hype you up, for the fans.
Yeah, no one's getting $100. And if they are, it's because it's a pyramid scheme.
Exactly.
And that I really don't know my value on comedy anymore.
Me
At
either.
this point, I'm just like, yeah, I'll go up. I have zero value in comedy.
But
Really
like
in anything in life.
whenever I don't know, but whenever you show up to things that you're good at, like you need something fixed, you do it. You need something comedic done
Some
or
lights.
something hosted. You need some lights. You need a show ran. I don't know what you
stage,
do.
I'll
the
build
things
you a
that
stage.
you use. It seems like you use all your skills, and I can't get mad at that.
I do. A lot of them. And it's really just kind of like blanketed around to where you're just right about below average at all these skills. But being
Right.
below average at a lot of skills is kind of above average in anyone's skill set.
No, and I'm trying to reach that.
That's really what it is. And
Whether it
I
be
started off
videographer or musician or comedian.
just anything, just right below average. But if I can do a lot of below average things, then that kind of ticks me back up to kind of slightly above average, right? It just
You're
kinda-
versatile.
It works out.
Think about it in RPG terms in a fucking video game. It's like, would you want the guy who's only good at one thing or the guy who's pretty universal?
Exactly, because if everything goes to shit, you know what I mean? Like when I was in engineering courses and stuff, they would make us like solve problems like it was the 1800s again.
Okay.
And I'd complain. I'd be like, hey, we got software that does this now. Do I really need to run it through? And he goes, well, what happens if it's the end of the world and you got to start everything over again? I was like, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's kind of a possibility.
Absolutely,
right now.
yes.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So I'm stocking up on books.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I need to read more books. I'm tired of my friends who say, like, yeah, dude, I'm reading this book right now, but they're doing audiobooks. And it's like, you're lying to me.
A book will help, something you could reference. You know what I mean? I'm not
You
trying to
know what's a book
memorize
that I've read like multiple times? The Zombie Survival Guide. And I feel that's a reread.
Ooh.
Let me spend a month here just working and then just reading that simultaneously. I think I'll become a different person.
Oh, I can do a lot of things. Like if there's everything goes to shit here, I've got 8,000 square feet of gated-in community in this area.
And a pendejo.
I can start a tribe out here, and then you know what I mean, like go
No,
forward. From
and
there.
I was thinking that on the way over here. I think we've had this conversation before here. It was just like, you got real like cult potential here.
very cool potential.
And like, I don't know, man. You got them soft eyes. They can tempt anybody.
I could be a cult leader, no problem.
Bro, grow your hair back out. Start wearing a white collared shirt again. Easy.
Done. I'm
Done.
getting back
Same
into yoga.
pants and same.
Same pants. Go to the same pants.
Yeah.
I don't even know any other cult leader wore pants. Weren't they just usually gowns?
You're right. You're gonna have to make that commitment. I think you can crush a dress, buddy.
Okay,
Come on.
Get in that.
I tried to say brother and buddy, but I was like Bruddy, and I'm just like, I'm
Bruddy.
sorry, hey, Bruddy.
Come on, Brody. That's like one of those brookies.
Bruddy Peterson.
I don't really like a good brookie. You know what I mean? Like the one where it's cookie and brownie. It's like, let's take two good things and then make them
The Pizookie?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No, you know what? God, I'm showing like my trash here, but the one at Chili's is pretty good.
The one at Chili's is
It's
good?
pretty good.
Damn.
Come on, mate.
I just remember the old timer burgers every time I went in there. And then my parents would always be like, yeah, order what you can eat and eat what you can order. And that's just the most terrifying thing to hear at about
Right.
8 or 9. So you just order the smallest thing possible
Right.
for Chili's.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. They did a good job raising me.
My mom said, you don't have to finish it. We can just take it. Like, calm down.
I didn't know there was such a damn thing.
God, that's why does it feel to overshoot it, but not on camera? God damn it. Big dog!
I missed that on that echo. That's all right, though.
That's fun. Oh my god! Like the only other effects that it comes stock with, like I have to like go into the thing and change it, but it'd be pretty easy. But it's like instead of the echo, it'd be like if I could make my voice deeper or I can make it lighter. Do like
It's
the
already
chipmunk
pretty
thing.
deep.
I know. I'm trying to. That's what I mean. It's like if you need to spice up your life, hit up Williams Food Co.
I mean, that does sound
Everything
pretty
you
damn
need that
good.
you know. Like this is my pitch to you need advertisement. Get Charles Justice to film it. I'll speak over it.
How
and
much
it's
do you
done.
want? I'm already hiring you right now.
Give me a number right now.
All right, 10 grams of shrooms a month.
That's pretty tight.
That's pretty good for some voiceover work. And you can do it while on those shrooms. You know it's going to get deeper.
I'm coming at you with a different perspective. those other dimensional aliens we've been discussing. They've been speaking to me, Scotty, and they like what you're doing.
They seasoned ribs
alien
in the fourth
spice. No, so what is it? Flagrant 2 had Alex Jones on. The video got taken off YouTube, but it's still like the audio version's there. But he's basically like he gets fucking hammered and he's explaining. It's like, all right, so the things that they do with human sacrifice. It's like basically it's like this. It was like people get super fucked up on psychedelics. And then they sacrifice someone, and that's what it takes to talk to the aliens. But you think about humanity, human sacrifice has been a thing forever. You saw Apocalypto. Those, what do they call, proto-Mexicans? Because they're before Mexicans. I'm like 30% that, so I can say that. I'm 30% Apocalyptan.
Protos.
But human sacrifice has been a thing, and it's been like a crazy ritualistic thing. So maybe that is the way that we are talking to those fourth dimensional beings. Isn't that wild?
You could already be talking to them. You don't even know. This could be broadcasted over to another dimension.
That sounds like an episode of Futurama where in the past, Fry spilled beer on like a TV station thing, knocked out a show, and then a planet 1,000 light years away, and then he's in the future 1,000 years later, finally get that show like just knocked off the air. And like you never know. It's like how they send Voyager out there with like Beatles songs and shit. What is this hippie shit? What if they listen to Helter Skelter and they're just like, oh, I gotta kill Reagan? Like,
what if it was the Beatles that was the other alien species? Like, this is just our shit.
Right. Yellow Submarine. That was what we came in here on, you idiots.
Idiots. God damn.
Liverpool's a planet. It's not a town in Britain. I don't know how to do accents very well.
They're probably like, we have like 32 megabytes of data we can put on this. Let's just throw a whole Beatles album on there and screw other cultures.
Damn.
Yeah, they got the most racist fucking thing out there floating around for aliens to find.
Right.
All right, there's only two types, man and women. That's it.
And I think if I remember correctly, like the man is perfectly anatomically correct.
Yeah.
But like you can't see the detail on the vag, and it's like, oh, what are they doing?
And that woman is racked up.
Yeah. I don't think they have nipples on there, I don't think.
Who was the guy who's like, hey, we need you to make two naked
Carl
beings to send out there? No, the whatever.
The artist.
Whatever guy.
No, who's the Kate Vance they commissioned to do the Voyager?
I got the perfect guy to send in some alien shit, too.
I know, right? I love that.
I know. What are the aliens like? This is hack. It's not as good as the other planets we've gotten. Not good at all.
Hold on. My girlfriend's like, I don't know how much to get. I'm like, let's get 5 grams each, and then we'll see the moon. Come on.
I mean, you need about an eighth just to get you going.
That's exactly what I said. That's the first thing I fucking said.
You gotta get an eighth to get going. People don't really know how to gauge shrooms very well. But what you
They've been getting stronger, man.
You can do 10 grams.
I'm scared.
I was thinking about like coming up with a box where it's like grow your own mushrooms in your house. Wink.
Wink, wink.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, this is perfect. It creates a perfect environment to grow shrooms. Just put your shrooms in there.
Right.
And just kind of really just sell it like a bong and say it's just a water.
Or you could make it like it's like, oh, you know how you like hang tomatoes or blah, blah, blah. It's like that. Make your own portobello mushrooms.
Yeah, except this isn't portobello.
Exactly. This is paradimensional.
Although, if I could get some sort of a crossbreed portobello mushroom and mushrooms and have a good time eating it while I have a good time tripping, now you're really talking.
Damn.
How do we cultivate that?
Oh my God, we can hit up a guy. He hit me like this random guy hit me. I was like, dude, I got these chocolate bars that got mushrooms and weed in them, and I'm like,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Because dude, I love getting baked before any psychedelic session.
That's true. That kind of gets you in a better mode, you know. Not too baked. You don't get paranoid and then take any of those.
Right.
Have you ever had a bad trip?
I've had plenty, yeah.
I've only had like one bad one, and it was like as soon as I took the acid, I started biking around. This is like July. It's pretty hot out.
Yeah.
It's like noon when it starts kicking in, and then I started getting like sick, the flu. Like, you know, when you start feeling like you're getting sick.
Right.
And then that was it. It was a pretty bad trip.
My first time like tripping balls on anything, it was back when like spice was a thing. And so they even had like a fake acid or fake anything like that.
Yeah.
And like we had that. And dude, it was the weekend. I was with my cousins. It was the weekend where I took child development class my senior year of high school. So I had to take home a robot baby.
A whole child.
A whole ass robot baby. He was a black baby. So I had the responsibilities of a black mom. You know what I mean? I had to raise. Like the pressure was on, and I was sitting there just tripping on this thing. And like I remember like me and my cousin were like, this shit isn't working. I'm eating ramen on my bed, and I'm like, oh. and I go to my restroom and it's locked. I hear someone showering, and I have to run across the hall or like across the house to go to my sister's restroom. I don't make it. I throw up all over her restroom floor, and I'm just sitting there freaking out. Everything's hitting me all at once. Walls are breathing, this and that, and my baby's crying.
Damn.
And so like I clean up the vomit, and then I'm sitting there on the couch just like feeding my baby.
That feels very racist, though, that they gave you a black baby to be a single parent. Like,
well, I know
like
my name's Jamal and everything. Hey, Jamal can have, and I named him David. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways,
David's a strong name.
Exactly. David Mustaine, David Grohl, David Bowie.
David, that one guy, David, he's cool shit.
Hell yeah, man. You know Dave.
You know Dave.
No, and so I'm sitting there like just freaking out, and I'm watching. I think Futurama's on or something like that, and I'm like feeding him, and it's a robot, so it's making like the eating.
And you just have your whole nip.
And at some and at some point it just coos. It just goes and it just fucking snaps me out of my trip. And I come into my bedroom, close the door behind me, holding my baby, and I see my cousin playing Call of Duty Black Ops because it was back then.
Cool.
And he's just sitting there like, wait, where's the camera? Like, you know what I mean? Freaking out. And he's just like, it's hitting you right. And I'm like, I'm the best mother in the world. I got a B.
Got a B?
I got a B, but it's, you know what I mean? That was the first time I tripped
keep
out.
that baby.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my first like psychedelic trip, and I was like 18 or something like that. It was too much.
Damn. That's the first psychedelic. My first psychedelic trip was probably 24, and I did DMT.
I've only done DMT once. I smoked in a joint, and it didn't hit me too hard. It hit Biggio like a motherfucker, and so it was annoying.
Yeah, that's never.
I did it.
Nice.
Oh my god!
Shot.
Come on.
Good shot.
So you're 24.
24. My coke dealer was like, "Hey, do you want some of this damn terry?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I got." So he had a guy that had a lab up in like, I would say the Cold Springs area, and he made all his Molly. And I had a test kit, so I tested this guy's Molly. It was outstanding. Very good test kit results.
Hell yeah.
But his DMT, I was in Austin at the time, and I told the neighbors that I was at the house, and he was like, "Oh, you got DMT?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I got a test kit." And then this dude introduced me to test kits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and he brings his test kit out. You drop a little reagent on it, turns a color. You turn the color wheel, match it up. He's like, "It's like over 90%. It's real good." And he knew how to do DMT, so he like packed the bowl correctly, and then he put on like Peruvian flute music.
Hell
and
yeah.
then like had the lights completely dim, and I'm pretty sure he built a fire somehow in the middle of it. But as soon as I took a big hit, it just tastes like mothballs, and he goes, "Catch the bong," and I could see the bong just floating away on its own. And then reality in front of me just started shaking real hard, and then split open, and then this lady is screaming at me, and this like weird projection shit. And then I woke up and made mac and cheese 15 minutes later. It was fantastic.
Fuck, I want to do
no
DMT.
depression or anything like that. I blasted off is what they apparently call it. Because it's hard to blast off. You got to really get a good hit in there to blast off.
Right.
When you blast off, that's when you kind of pass out. I thought I was tripping for like 12 hours, but it would turn out to be like 15 minutes.
That is wild.
Yeah. And I only did it once. It was one of those things where like, I got to do this again. It was like, I'm good. I don't think I want to have that experience again. That was terrifyingly good.
Right. And then I don't need to be eating that much mac and cheese. I don't need that much carbs.
I don't need that much. And it was Velveeta mac and cheese. So.
Oh, the good kind.
Yeah, the one where you don't even have to heat the noodles up. It's just all wet. Everything just
It comes wet. I love that.
I probably didn't even heat it up.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm looking forward to doing mushrooms tonight, man.
Mushrooms are good. You should put in the Velveeta the actual food.
Right.
I got this great guy.
I hate regular mushrooms, and like, dude, fucking mushrooms taste so bad. So the last time I did it was Halloween,
right?
And I did the whole thing in my mouth, and I was like, a mistake. Even like talking about it, I can just like taste it. It's so terrible. And like, first time I ever did it, I wrapped it in that like rainbow sour candy. You know what I mean? Because
that's
the gay
a good
thing.
idea. Yeah.
And it like. Don't even remember the taste. I had one friend. He was so goofy. He put it in a PBJ. Like
PBJ. That's kind of like that's too thick. It's like getting stuck in your throat.
Exactly.
I've heard people doing it in the peanut butter and spreading it on. It's like just eat it.
That's just ruining peanut butter. But see, for me, I always do citrus sodas, and then you just pound it.
That's a good one there. Pound it down with a little bit of a
Sprite or a squirt
or what is it?
Shasta.
Like, the best to do it though
Fresca.
is like you get the ones that are really dry. Like, if you have a dehydrator, you can throw them in there and dehydrate it even more. Because if they're real crunchy, then they just kind of turn to dust in your mouth. And it's way easier.
I had a fruit dehydrator at my bar that I worked at once, and I was like, yo, this crispy lemon is tight.
It's tight, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, dehydrator is the way to go. And then you can you can dehydrate. You can do your blow. If you get blow that's too moist, it's very humid here in this town.
Oh, for real?
So you can just put it
one
in
of the
there.
coke capitals of the nation, and it's the most
Everybody
humid
puts,
here. Well, same
like-
thing. That's where it's from. It's from Colombia. Duh. It's from a fucking rainforest.
Yeah, I
What the fuck
remember
am
a guy
talking
being
about?
like, "Oh man, it's too humid out," and he put like the plate with all the blow in the microwave, and I was
The
just like, "Oh,
I didn't know we were
shit."
doing crack.
I don't know how I made the blow better. I think it
It's
was
called
like,
crack. You
Yeah,
put baking soda in it,
I
and
don't know,
then
just
put.
mix some water and a little bit of baking soda, and we just smoked it. It was
Is
way
that really all it
easier.
is?
Yeah, just he put it in a hot pocket sleeve and just put it on.
You know, it's a little cold in the middle still.
Yeah, so this crack is too damn. So bad, but you always learn good things from other drug dealers and stuff
Right.
like that. They always have. I had one drug dealer that had a very nice coffee maker in there. He had one that he bought like off a failed coffee shop, and
Yeah.
he'd just be in there and he'd be like, "Man, let me get a fucking espresso," and then he'd be like, "Do you want to try some blow?" And then he would take a sugar fucking jar and scoop it out of the sugar jar and put it in there, which it's never good when you're getting pre-scooped blow out. Like that's
Right.
already in cut zone.
Well, it's like,
You're like-
well, it's like going to like a just corporation, just seeing like how the burgers made. And you're like,
This
oh,
guy was like
gross.
right by Lola's and stuff, so it's like, you know, I'm paying for the convenience. I'm not paying for the
Absolutely.
quality. It's right there. I can walk to his place.
Hell yeah.
He'd always be like, "Hey man, you know where you get some cheap books? My kids are in college and it's killing me right now." I'm like, "You have like $120,000 cash in your Venmo right now."
Use that. And it's like, how else am I going to sell you this blow?
Oh no! And he had all these like sneakers that he had bought and invested in. I'm like, maybe sell a couple of these Air Force Ones and buy your kids some books.
Right. you only need 2 pairs of Air Force Ones. That's the black and white ones and the all white ones.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's like 2 good science books.
Bam. Right.
College is tough for everybody.
Yeah, no. So I only went to half a semester community college. My mom was pissed.
That's all you needed anyway.
The coolest thing about it was that the price for it was $21.12, and I'm like, I love Rush. Like, you know,
2112.
yeah, that was
2,112.
yeah,
That is so cheap.
exactly.
I owe the government way too much money.
Yeah.
I'm on that.
Well, I mean, I don't
zone.
know. For the fucking amount of skills you learn, you're like, well, you know, I do have this degree.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I can MacGyver shit for $40,000.
Mhm.
Thanks. It is actually nice. I do enjoy it.
Like, come on.
I don't think
man.
I'm gonna pay him back. Like it's gonna be
Why
one of
would
those
you?
things where it's like they can furlough my account. You know what I mean? Like they can go in there and furlough it. But once I figured that out, I was like, well, I'll just not have a bank account anymore.
Mhm.
What are they gonna furlough? My ability to get a place to live? I already got a warehouse where I'm living in right now.
Right.
I'm already used to sleeping in a hammock and taking cold showers.
Absolutely.
I don't need a bank.
For
You know
real.
What I mean? What
yeah.
do I need a bank for? A hot shower and a nice bed?
Right. You're basically damn near on a barter system with the way you live.
Mm-hmm. There's something about it. It kind of hardens you up. You know what I mean? Like
No, absolutely.
it's like
That's
I'll
what
take
I'm-
a shower and I'll put it on cold.
No, I purposely take cold
It's in there.
shower because I heard that gets rid of the depression.
It really does. You know, it's hard to.
It gets you ready for the day because I have to be like, fuck. That's the first thing you got to do.
It's one of those things where like you got to just kind of like breathe.
Well,
get into the zone.
whenever you're going like in the pool's a little cold, the lake's a little cold, bro. You can't just dip your toe and you got to jump in. That's the
Jump
only way to
in.
get used to it.
And people do it wrong. Like, I'm not going to be taking a full-on cold shower like some fucking psychopath. What I'm actually doing is just wetting myself enough to slather up in soap and then kick it back on, rinse myself off. I've now just deducted 2 carbon footprints
Bam.
because I use less water
Yep.
and I use 0 heat.
Absolutely.
Look at me. I'm over here. The government should be giving me some money back.
They don't come to the big dog for the answers, okay?
Damn it. I need some answers.
I need some money. Come on, government.
Come on, government.
Did you get
give
your
me-
taxes yet? I got mine the
No,
other day.
dude. Like I paid taxes, and then they were like, "Hey, you didn't pay taxes for like 2 other years." And I was like, "Yeah, I was poor."
Right. You know,
And-
it made me, it enforced my thing about how like I worked my ass off like that time I was on probation. I had that job because
Yeah.
like but the amount I got back was from those jobs and it was a decent
Right.
amount. It's like, so you see exactly. I made so much money. I did so
Yeah.
much shit for y'all to give me so much back that I know I deserve much more. It's like, so I know I deserve to not
I mean, I didn't have a
be-
job for like a year and a half. It was literally like, I can't. How do I write in that I got rid of the roaches at my warehouse that I'm
Right.
living at, and the guy allowed me to live for free because I got rid of the roaches? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Like it's like this one YouTuber.
And
he's
beyond
like,
roach jail. That's the best stuff ever.
It's like this one YouTuber. He has all the streaming services, but he somehow writes it off in his taxes because he makes enough money on it on YouTube. That's 2 in a row, big dog. But you know what I mean? So it's just like, how do you write off the things? I don't get this goddamn government.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like when someone was like, "Hey, you need to get the stimulus check," right?
Right.
And I was like, "All right." was like, but I didn't pay taxes. Like, you don't have to pay taxes. Just fill out your shit. And I still had a bank account this time with like $800 in it. And
That's fucking
That was pretty good. I was sitting high.
Mm-hmm.
I turned in the like shit to be able to get the direct deposit, you know, into my bank account. But then once I did all that, the government was like, gotcha, we now know you have a bank account right here. And they took $801 out of my account, overdrafted me.
Oh.
And then the next day, I got the stimulus check for like $1,200. I was like, I think I lost money on the entire deal.
Yeah. Did you get an overdraft fee too?
I did.
Fucking bastard.
You know what I did? I told the bank account, I was like, well, you know what? If the IRS is the one that overdrafts me, maybe they should pay that overdraft fee. And they're like, that's not how it works. And they closed my account down.
Ah, cool.
Got me. So,
let this be a cautionary tale.
But for some reason, like, you have to have a bank account to set up Venmo. So I set up Venmo with zero bank account tied to it. So I can drill that Venmo into the ground, get a couple of negative dollars out of them. Now, you know,
that
come
sounds
out a winner.
good. Yeah.
It sounds like I come out ahead.
No, and like I said, there you go, using that goddamn degree for practical reasons in your everyday life now, and I admire that. And that's a good place to stop, and then we'll go back with part 3. What if I said it like, hey man, like, are you into like that CBD? If I said CBD, would you still talk to me?
Maybe CBD.
CBD. I had something I wanted to say, but I forgot.
Yeah, keep going.
You're the only guest to really utilize the sound effects, and I love that. Oh man, no. Okay, so what the thing is, it's just like every time I come here, every time I come, I think about Scotty. No, but
every time I come.
no, but every time I come here, I'm just like, it's always progress here, and there's always so much potential, and I admire that.
Yeah, you can have progress and potential, and still be like leading yourself into a dead end of no progress and lots of potential.
Isn't that what literally being an artist is?
I guess I don't know. I really don't know anything about being an artist, but am I qualified for one right now? I might be.
Right.
Like the more I keep living, the more artistic I keep getting.
Right. Some people call that bohemian. I call it gay.
I call it, not good with the government at all. They hate me.
My sister and my brother, or like I have my sister. She's 1 year younger than me. My brother, he's 11 years older than me, so he's like 37.
So you're the youngest.
Yeah, I'm the middle.
Nah, my bad. That math hit me hard.
But it was like they were like, hey, like when my sister asked me, hey, Mal, do you have credit? My brother's like, no, he's off the grid. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Credit's stupid.
I know.
You know. They want you to have bad credit, but then there's also like, well, bad credit is good credit. You know?
Well, I'd rather just not have to pay a credit card bill.
Well, that's
Fuck
the
that.
thing. It's just like you're creating another monthly bill no matter what, so I can have a fucking nice, dope-ass IKEA-esque place, you know, or make my place look like Pier 1 and be...
So as far as like monthly things go, I'm just like, I got my entertainment budget, which is my YouTube Premium or my Spotify, my cell phone, and then whatever monthly shit my family needs for me to continue being the sponge that I am. I will do whatever it is.
It's
menial labor.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can be a sponge. It's just a lot of relationships with women already in relationships. You know what I mean? Like, if you're kind of living this type of lifestyle, there's a lot of girls that find you attractive that just kind of want to keep you in your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, they're just basically cheating on their boyfriends. I have a Hulu account. I have a Netflix, and they're all the boyfriends.
Right.
So every time, Andy and Ryan are killing it for me on a day-to-day basis.
Hell yeah.
But they just got to be like, who's watching this King of the Hill nonstop?
Why the fuck not? King of the Hill's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, for that, the thing that's different for me is for first time in a long time, I'm the main guy.
You're the main guy.
I'm the main guy, Mr. Scotty. Like, so I'm just like, well, it's different now.
Things are different now.
Things are different now, man.
Other guys are using my account.
No. She's using my mom's account now. You know what I mean? But it's funny how you say sponging off women.
I got HBO Go Jamal.
Right. We call that Max now. HBO Jamax.
Jamax.
You know, the other day I was walking into Darwin's, and then Victor Tranny just like, oh yeah, JamalRahal, and I'm like, you don't have to say the whole thing. And then like somebody else walked up to me and they're like, oh yeah, JamalRahal, and he's like, see, it's just fun.
JamalRahal?
He's like, it's just fun to say, but I'm just like, you know, I realize that a lot. Like
JamalRahal. All right, yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like I feel it weird that I have to go by like my full people like hey, JamalRahal. Like, you just call me Jamal, dude.
I get that Scotty Peterson a lot. Like, hey,
Exactly.
Scotty Peterson.
It's like I'm just the dude. You know what I mean?
Dumb name.
Dumb Scotty Peterson, yeah.
That's a weird name.
I remember like Adam immediately brought up, like somebody immediately brought up on their
murderer.
part the murderer thing. And then they called him a rapist. Like, hey, don't go.
He did not rape anybody.
Defaming Scott Peterson.
No.
He was not. Don't try to cancel him.
He killed his pregnant wife and dumped her over.
Not a rape
boat.
was to be had.
Zero rape. This guy was not canceled. He was basically just thrown in jail for killing his pregnant wife.
Bam. And that is not no. So for real. Scotty Peterson's like on the birth.
It's on the birth certificate.
That's fucking dope.
It is.
I love that so much.
I know. I lied. It's not. It's Scott.
I know.
Isn't that
yeah,
crazy?
of course. Yeah.
Goddamn. But the thing was, my grandma was like, he looks like a Scotty boy. So then they started calling me Scotty. And then I got my birth certificate and it said Scott. And then I realized I could set up bank accounts with Scotty Peterson with no percent. Like, there's a lot of good pros adding that Y on there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what they did it for.
Right. Well, yeah, that's why I go. Well, that's why sometimes they're just like, "Who's Molly?" And I'm like,
yeah, but I mean, I was called Scotty all the time. But when I was doing like higher up jobs where I had to deal with like people in business suits and shit, they'd be like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "I'm Scotty," and they'd be like, "Nice to meet you, Scott." Like, I'm not calling you that fucking name, boy.
I don't know. It's just
I'm not calling you Scotty. You're not 8.
well, it's just weird. Like my family, it's like Maul and Molly, and then I go out into the real world, and my professional name is Jamal. Jamal. You know what it's like just going into every day of your life and everyone expecting you to be great and black, but you're just black. Like, I don't know.
You're just great.
I'm not that great, but you know what I mean? Like everyone's just expecting you to be this beautiful black man and you're just me. Like
That is a great name though, JamalRahal.
And that's my real name. I can't
That's
even
a real
make that
name.
up.
You don't even have to. Yeah, I can't. Literally, I have no talent.
I've had I've had aunts be like, well, you should come up with like a stage name like Seal or Bono or
Jamal.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, no, JamalRahal is pretty solid already.
J-A-Mall.
Man, you're really hip with these today, kids.
Kids love malls, right?
Mm.
I feel like Amazon should make a mall. I'd go to an Amazon mall.
Didn't they try to make the grocery store like and everything like that? Honestly, an Amazon
mall was missing a grocery store.
An Amazon mall
Why
would
was there no
work.
grocery store in a mall?
An Amazon mall would work.
Yeah.
Wait, you're absolutely right. Why isn't there a grocery store in a mall? Well, that's why
think
they
they
make
wanted
that.
food
No,
court.
but that's why they make super targets.
Yeah, but
But like groceries in a food
mall.
court is different.
And you go to a mall, there's like 20 different stages of society in every hour of that mall. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
called
Get
yeah.
there at 9 in the morning. There's old
That's
people
called
walking
America.
around with dementia.
Yeah, it's called America. God damn it.
That's called America. You can walk around this paid capitalism environment we've created for you.
Exactly.
Literally, who came up with malls? It's like, why don't we just take all these stores and put them under one roof?
It's fucking absurd to me. You know what's crazy? I remember just being in 8th grade and like I had this English teacher. I would have first period every day and blah blah. Then I would go on the weekend in the mall and she's just like working at Macy's.
Yeah.
And she's like 58 or something at the time. She's probably dead now, actually, now that I'm like,
Totally dead.
because so if I was 13-ish or 12 or 13 in 8th grade, then yeah, so that was definitely 10-ish years ago.
Heroin problem? Or just die?
I don't know. I just found that weird that like the teachers don't get paid enough to do that, and I just found that fascinating. It's like this bitch had to put up with a lot and to work at fucking retail job too.
No, yeah, that sucks.
That's fucked. It's like
What's the argument?
why is Adam Radcliffe such a goddamn corporate shill? Then that's what I realized. I was like, I listened to No Country for Old Men, Scotty Peterson episode of Adam Radcliffe's podcast, and I found out Adam was just apologizing to every corporation out there. You disgust me.
I know.
Adam Radcliffe. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? And
That's
that
the
just
thing. You can easily live in a capitalistic world and play off of that. And like, I'm more into big community. Like, every community should just be like farmers market type shit of
Right.
selling stuff. But you know,
like how you live off a barter system technically.
like if we didn't have the internet, how are we supposed to buy shit? That's how we should go back to the monk.
Right. The monk. Oh God. Return to the monk.
Return to the monk.
Episode 19, Scotty Peterson. That's gonna be the title. You know what I mean?
All right, that's a good title. All right. No. Oh, all right.
There we
It's
go.
the only button I really know.
There we
What if
go.
I push it again? Turns it off. Nice. All right,
Exactly.
getting a real deal with
Exactly.
this.
I love this thing. It was only like $100 or something. It was
You got it
pretty
at the
so-
mall?
No, I got it at the Amazon mall.
I was always fascinated with like kiosks walking through the mall. You know?
I remember being in 8th grade. I had long emo hair because I was popular at the time. And this fucking dude walked up and he's like, "Do you straighten your hair?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he just like sat me in the chair, and all my friends were just laughing at me as he like give me like curly hair one by one, but that was my natural real hair.
That's
he was
crazy.
reverting it to. He was returning me to monk.
Yeah, he was
at the kiosk.
He was spraying carcinogenics in your hair.
100%.
At a kiosk with a totally unlicensed.
And then you know what's funny? So I'm sitting there with like some girls I'm trying to like just be friends with and bone.
And now, where were these girls in front of? Were they a Forever 21 group?
Yes.
Nice.
And I'm this weirdo who it looked like a dude who shopped at Hot Topic, but I just wore Slipknot shirts. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't weird.
And
I
Cinnabon.
Exactly. No, and so I'm sitting there in this chair getting like curls done in my hair. And then so it's like just a few girls and a few dudes, and then all of a sudden my dad just comes into focus behind me in the mirror, and I just never felt so embarrassed before in my life. And I was like, I'm sorry, Pop. Remember hanging out with chicks here. Not for that reason. Come on.
Yeah. Let go, Dad. No, the thing was
and then when in my 20s, I'm sorry, but in my 20s, in my whore phase, I would make every time I got laid, I would get a group chat with my mom, dad,
Chapter
older
2,
brother,
whore phase,
and then my sister, and I'd just be like, whore phase. And I would hit up everybody, and I would let them know, fellas, everyone, let them know, mom, dad, sister, brother, fellas.
Yeah.
It happened again. I got laid last night. My mother's like, "You whore!" Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just glad
the whore stuff. That's terrible. Shouldn't whore shame, Mom.
I know, right?
How
No,
do you think
I had this
here?
bit that like sometimes work but doesn't, where it's just like my mom gives me relationship advice, and like I got out of my first good relationship, and I'm like, "Do you think I'll ever find someone to love again?" She's like, "I don't know, Molly. You fucked that up, and you'll never be able to do that again." I was like, "Do you love me or not?" And I don't know why she's giving me shit, because my older brother has a different last name than me. So why does she act like she got it right in her 20s?
There you go.
And people are like, "No, that's me."
Do you think, like, when they first came out with the mall, they were like, well, what do we do with this dead space in between where no one's walking?
We get a guy straightening 8th grader's hair in front of a Hot Topic.
How many individual companies of shit no one wants to buy can we cram in the middle? Drones,
stuffed
before
animals.
drones were a thing. Those things were
But they
flying
were the
around.
helicopters.
Yeah, the little
helicopters. They were little shitty helicopters, fucking flipping dogs.
Yeah, they were on Alibaba before I even knew what Alibaba was.
Look, man, you're not going to just say the equivalent of the N-word to me.
What? Get out of here.
Ali's my middle name.
Actually, it was more of a racist one than I thought. My bad.
Oh, my God. Scotty Racist Peterson.
Terrible. It just rings. Rolls off the tongue horribly.
Right.
Not good.
So, you know how I know your steak, like your steak seasoning was legit?
Yeah.
It had cumin in it.
It does, right?
That's like...
That wild.
That's just... No, but that's just every basic Hispanic thing, at least in my household.
Yeah.
My mom's like... I was like, Mom, why does everything taste so good? She was like, cumin.
And if you want to up the game for a bunch of white people that have no idea what cumin is, add some cumin.
Right.
And then they're like, what is this?
I remember when Judea first moved into town, and we would always cook at Will's house.
Yeah.
And I like left my shit there, and they lived together. And she's like, bro, cumin? I'm like, changed your life, didn't it?
It did.
That's all it, bro. Cumin is especially on beef, absolutely. God damn it.
It does. It brings out a whole nother flavor. And there's like a whole other...
And it's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, I hate bringing it up. It's like sometimes people like to just be like, you know what? White people don't know about seasoning. I was like, I like to give them the benefit out sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Collectively, no.
Collectively, no. But
Not
spice
at
it,
all.
like, you know what? Because, like,
I'm a generational spice man.
you meet a Scotty.
Yeah.
I can't be like, oh, white people, and then Scotty. You know what I mean?
No. It's a whole different category over here.
Absolutely. It's like,
I'm the
he knows
kiosk lane
how is
right
he
now.
gonna sell spices to every demographic available? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's wildflowers out there.
You got to, or just stick to one demographic. They're pretty big out there.
What do you mean, you people, Scotty?
What do you mean, graphics?
What do you mean, graphic design?
Oh no, it's like I love the whole. It's more of like a family type.
Well, it's easier. Like I say, it's
thing,
easier.
you know
It's
what I
easier
mean?
to be like, oh, you're white. You don't know anything about spices. You don't know anything about the cool shit. Blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like no, no. You just make good fucking food and
Yeah.
good fucking everything like that. Like
I'm
it's
all for like
it's fucking. You know what tastes good.
good customer service is big. Like
Absolutely,
if we
yes.
have like someone orders some spice from us, and let's say it did not get there in time because USPS maybe fucked it up pretty bad.
Right.
And so
As
they'll call me and be
US.
like, I didn't get my spice today, and I'm just wondering when. I go, what happened? He's like, it's not here. I was like, I tell you what, I'm going to send you 7 pounds of it on the house.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't cost me much to make it,
Right.
but to them, they're like, oh, you don't have to give me that much. I was like, I sure do. Now shut the fuck up.
And
Here's
leave
7
me
pounds.
alone.
Now leave me
Exactly.
alone. What are you going to do? Leave a bad review? Like, hey, gave me some spice and it was late, and then they gave me 7 pounds of it.
Exactly. No, yeah.
Foolproof.
Exactly. No, that's dope. That's fucking dope. Crushing it out there.
Yeah. We're running the game somehow.
5 a.m. Fixing air compressors.
Fix the air compressor at 5 a.m. I'll tell you
Slinging
what.
spice in the PM. Like, it's just
And
never
I used
stops.
that air compressor the same day I fixed it.
Absolutely, yeah. He used it to clean this fucking table, which, like, I have to splice in, like, just, like, some clips of you just actually doing, like, I was like, how am I not going to get the footage of us just moving around stuff and then blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's what it's like at the goddamn compound.
That's how the compounds run.
At the pound, okay?
the compound. But it is nice, though. I do enjoy the compound very much.
Absolutely.
I like being in the
definitely a step up. Definitely,
area.
no, absolutely, definitely huge step up from warehouse next to sex
This isn't
house.
getting. I learned. I thought it was getting gentrified over here, but it's not getting gentrified because this is a industrial area that they're filling with more white people. So you can't call it gentrification, even though it kind of is. But because they're old industrial buildings and not homes, it's not gentrification. It's reindustrialization.
Wow,
Brought to you by
colonialization. Brought to you by gentrification.
Colonialization.
Pedro taught me that colonialization is why I used to straighten my hair, and now I just got to let the curls out.
There you go. Yeah, you don't need those colonies. Although, you know.
I always wondered why my dad's second language was French in Lebanon. And it just made a lot of sense after that.
And then things started clearing up real nice. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I got this one. I ain't going 3 for 3 now. Oh, shit. That's
3 for
short.
3, he missed it. Okay, I'm gonna pound this, and if I make it, I end the podcast. If I miss it, I'm gonna end the podcast.
All right, pound. Oh, God, you could just hear it. So bad. And we're done.
Scotty Peterson's the fucking man. Don't you ever forget.